So today I decided to film myself just doing a little experiment in my sketchbook. I bought this new cheap watercolour palette today and some tiny little brushes, and I just wanted to working in really fine lines with paint, because that's something I really don't do often. I use acrylic for the most part, and I do very big, unrefined, nasty brush strokes usually when I paint. It depends on how I'm feeling really, but refinement is not my finest suit as a painter. I sort of like to go really bold, make unconventional colour choices, so I just wanted to tone myself down a little bit. In this illustration there's a few definite mistakes I made, and I think it's really important to go back and see, well, if I'd have done this better, it would be a better piece. One of these things is the size of the neck and head versus the body. This is something that I get really wrong really often, because I like to draw a face and then I like to draw a body, and I just don't often think about when they link together. I feel like this is a lot more apparent in the digital representation of the piece than it is when you see it in real life, and it usually is that way. It means that I often don't notice certain things until I go to scan or photograph them. But we move. Let's think, other mistakes I made. Probably that big watercolour chug. I could have done that with a little more poise and dignity, but I was sort of rushing it. But I'm not too fussed about sketchbook work. I'm really fussed about sketchbook work. I find it really important. It's the basis of all of my learning and ideas, but 80% of the time there's very little concentration or actual, guided studying happening when I'm doing sketchbook work. I am just putting pen to paper and not really thinking about it. Like, I'm doing what feels good and I'm trying to have fun with it, and I'm putting what colours I want and what strokes I want, and I'm doing it not in a rushed way, but I'm not, in most of my sketchbook work, I'm not sitting down to really think about it in a huge way. It's much more experimental than that for me. I get quite envious of people who are able to have really neat and beautiful sketchbooks. I know a lot of those people studying graphic design. I'm not as much of a perfectionist as a lot of other graphic design students. The refinement artistically is something I lack. I like to go all guns blazing and just go in there and not really plan ahead, and it works for me. I really like working like that. I like to be a big mess, but it's not always for the best outcome of the project. But I get a lot of experimentation done. It means that my ideas generation is really fast. I'm waffling now, but anyway. Let's see, what did I get wrong and what did I get right in here? You can't really tell at this point, but the thing that I really feel like I got right in this is the using different hues to shade instead of just different values. I am not a values kind of gal. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at shading without differential hues. I like to just chuck a bit of blue on it, chuck a bit of red on it, chuck a bit of green, and just, when I say I use unconventional colours, that's how I shade and bring life to skin, which you are supposed to do. It's not like I'm totally winging it there, but I don't often see my exact process represented in a lot of painters' work I see, which to me that makes me feel like, you know, I'm missing tricks. I have so much to learn, which I do. I'm almost very completely self-taught as a painter and illustrator, and by that I mean I have just fully done what feels good and winged it, and I've hardly even googled it, to be honest. I had a few like painting classes, I've been to live drawing classes, I've had a small amount of direction in my life about artwork. That was all, you know, the majority of which in school before I turned 16. And then I sort of just, like I say, go full guns blazing with things. I don't remember a time where I didn't have a sketchbook. Since I was very, very, very young, I've always drawn and painted. And for like the years and years and years that I have drawn and painted, perhaps I should have more technical prowess to show for it. But I don't. I just get out the paper and I start drawing and painting and just throwing colour on it. And often that means I end up with a total pile of crap. But it's a big quantity of work that I get done because I speed through it. Here's me making more mistakes. I'm using some red ink here to sort of do some fun little red inky lines, and I really messed up around her face, like on her hairline and her eye, and then I did all these like red freckles, which I don't mind them, but maybe it would have been better without them. I don't know. I like her, I'm happy with how she turned out, but there could always be a better piece, and that's what's so fun about painting, is that you never get it perfect, and it's always a bit of an experiment for me anyway. And there she is. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and have a good day.